Welcome along to Obsession Engineering and Rapid Honda at Donington Park for BSB. It's actually sunny, like proper sunny. So instead of squinting out here, I'm going to go in the awning and see what's going on, because we have, if we start that side, we have Lennon with his sport bike. They're out in about 15 minutes. We have Harley and his sport bike out in 15 minutes. And even more excitingly this weekend, we've got a Honda Superstock bike. And it's got a new rider on it. And that's excellent. He's in the corner. We probably ought to go and meet him. So sat in the corner at Rapid Honda now is Ash Barnes, who's trying to eat his breakfast, but I'm going to interrupt him. So, Ash, tell us what you were doing before you got the idea to come Hondaing with us.
So originally I was racing in Sportbike on the R7. Was having a decent year. We had a few podiums, a few good results, but yeah, I was ready for a change. Looking forward to getting out on the Honda. Big bike now, so yeah, should be good. Looking forward to getting stuck in at FP1. No doubt Dave will be telling me where I'm going wrong and what I can do better, but yeah, it's a weekend of learning for me, and looking forward to it.
Right, so you've come off an R7, but you have ridden big bikes before, so this isn't your first time ever on a big bike.
No, I had an R1 as a training bike. It was really good to jump off that back onto the R7. But yeah, I've got reference points, braking markers. No doubt I'll have to brake later if I want to go faster this weekend. So yeah, no, it's not like a massive jump.
It is actually first time you'll have sat on the bike with it moving. It's literally when you head out of pit lane for FP1, so that is a little bit in at the deep end.
Yeah, well, I haven't even heard it running yet, so no, yeah, it'll be cool. I think give it 2 or 3 laps and we'll be sweet, so look forward to it.
Right, so this is actually Ash's new practice bike, but when they said they were buying it, we decided we'd actually slot it into the awning and get it running for the last 3 rounds, because it puts another Honda on the grid, which is always good, and I enjoy working on a stocker, and Ash is a fast young lad, so all the sort of stars aligned, and that is why we have the mighty Honda Fireblade back in the garage. Normally at this point I would run off and see Deco as well, but when he had a little slide off at Cadwell Park, the bike landed on his heel and broke his heel, and so he is out for now, but it is hoping to be back at Alton Park in a few weeks' time, so fingers crossed everything heals nice and quickly for Deco. We have had an excellent start to Friday though, because we've had 2 biscuit deliveries. So we do like a Fox's biscuit. We have some excellent quality Fox's biscuits, some Haribo's and stuff from our regular biscuit supplier, so thank you very much. And then we have a new biscuit supplier called Leon, who has popped down as well and bought us, I do like some white chocolate, so white chocolate fingers. Rob spotted the wine gums quite early on, and there's jammy Dodgers and Jaffa cakes and all sorts in there. So thank you very much to our biscuit suppliers. We love you. FP1 has just finished, and this very kind gentleman has bought more I do like a Tunnocks caramel wafer and a tea cake. Excellent. Thank you, sir. What's your name?
Steve.
Steve, thank you very much, Steve. You're a gentleman and a scholar.
And keep up the good work, sir.
Why, thank you.
Well, enjoy it.
Excellent. Rob,
hello.
I think the diet's starting next week.
Mine started in 1983.
Yeah, and it's a seafood diet. Right, proper debrief done for FP1. Lennon is sat with us. He is staying to talk on camera, but only after some bribery with he can have Haribo after his interview. So, how are we going to go faster in the next session, Lennon?
We're going to go slower to go faster, Dave.
Yes, we are. What we found with the notes on the debrief from the first one was lots of places where, like, deep on the brakes or fast mid-corner, but not being particularly good at picking the throttle up, were we? So, what we're going to do, what we're actually doing is brake a little bit earlier, basically control the entry a little bit more, and then we can get online and get the throttle open, can't we?
Yeah, because it seems like I'm maybe rushing in to the entry of the corners a lot and then scrubbing off too much speed, and by that time I've scrubbed off like almost a second in exit speed, so
yeah,
I could just
and
find a bit more on the entry then.
Yeah, and there's a couple of places where, because we're fast in the middle of the corner, we're having to spend too long on the side of the tyre, so you can't nail the throttle. And you've noticed some of the quicker lads are when they get on the throttle, they really get on it, don't they?
Yeah, it just seems like I'm on the side of the tyre for way too long, and it's just revving rather than driving.
Yeah. So the plan is we are changing gearing, so he's got a bit more punch and it helps it into the corner a little bit. We're going to make the bike a tiny bit stiffer with a little bit of preload, just so it's better through the fast stuff. But the big improvement I suspect in the next session is the track will be a better temperature and you're going to get the throttle open earlier.
Yeah, the big improvement is going to be the rider.
That is the best improvement. That's the one we really, really want. And so now Paul is handing him the Haribo, so we now have a happy rider again. 15 minutes before FP1. Do you get nervous?
A little bit. More so this weekend with a new bike, but now the goal is to go out and enjoy it, relax, and do a load of learning with all the buttons you've told me to press.
Excellent. Yes, we've got 3 quite different engine brakes to try and some different power modes and bits. So if we can get through even half of that, it'd be good. But the important thing with this session is just to go out and try and actually enjoy the bike.
Yeah, exactly. Just find my feet and get used to everything, get used to where everything is and how it works, and just relax and enjoy it.
Here we go again. Usual thing, getting a bit of wheelie over the line, but he's done 7 laps and one of those was an in lap, and we're currently 10th fastest, 1.5 seconds off the leader. I think it's fair to say that boy's got some speed. Right, FP1 done. The boys are busy just pulling wheels and bits out of it, doing the usual prep. Ash is doing his track map, getting some details down, but we're calling that a pretty good session. Top 10, well 10th, 1.3 seconds off Ilya Mikulchek, first time on the bike. That is a very big thumbs up. Right, FP2 for Sportbike, and me and Paul are just watching down as they head into turn 1, and there's a gaggle of about 1 million of them, excitable, mostly teenagers, and that looks just scary, if I'm honest, but they're out there. The big change with Lennon is gearing and getting him to control his entries a little bit more and basically prioritise the exits. What's your big thing with Harley for this session, Paul?
Different clutch.
Different clutch. We put the Sigma clutch back in it, so it'll be interesting to see what that does to his entries.
And also on the practice start. So he's got to do a practice start at the end of this session, and hopefully it'll give him more feel and get off on the line.
Cool. Any other changes?
Suspension's been stiffened up a bit, little tweaks, front and rear, new one side front spring, just stiffening the whole setup up.
Yeah,
so,
a little bit
little
stiffer,
tweaks.
and hopefully they can dig in a little bit more and go a little bit faster in this session. Sportbike FP2 done, 27th and 35th, which is it's not great. We know Lennon. I checked the times from Donington earlier in the year. He was 1.5 seconds quicker earlier in the year, so there's something going on. When I had a quick chat with him, because they pulled him over at the end of the session to check tyre sticker numbers to make sure people were actually using the right tyre stickers, he just said he never got going, which is unusual. But yeah, there's obviously a little bit of head scratching to do there, because we know he can go faster. Harley improvement from this morning, definitely, but so did everybody else. So yeah, not spectacular that session. So yes, lots to think about in that one. Right, Stocker though, not going to change very much actually, because the bike seems to be working. And I think the more time Ash has on it, the better, without reinventing the wheel. But I might do a little tweak to the rear ride height, just because down Hollywood area, he said when it's spinning in, it's a little bit difficult to get it quite on the line it was. It almost runs wide a little bit. So I might just try and get a little bit more anti-squat into it. So it should help it steer on throttle. So we're just going to put a Miller ride height in there. And other than that, I'm just going to try and get him to actually try some of the engine brake bits that he didn't try in the first session. So that should be a relatively easy little hour or two before that's out. Rob has got a mischievous grin on his face because he's literally just come over to me. And do your impression, Rob?
I don't know if people can remember the old Tango adverts, but Dave's just been tangoed.
With Rob's orange gloves.
Yes. And also, we've had a lot of biscuits and cakes delivered today,
Which we're
and
very
sweets.
grateful
So
for.
I'd just like to say a big thank you to everyone that's dropped them off. Seeing as people are being so generous, my Oakley Silas clear-framed blue lens glasses are broke. So if anybody would like to,
Yeah. Right. Back to the serious business. We're actually not that miserable because Rob's cheered us up. That session, obviously, we know there is more potential in you and the bike because you've done it before. And so we've gone through the details of the track map. All the places where we're struggling to get the bike turned and into the apex are the places where we brake. So Redgate, Old Hairpin, McLean's, little bit into Coppice. The slower corners not so much of a problem. But the places where the bike is on throttle, through Hollywood, through Starkeys and Schwans and stuff, the bike's turning really nicely. So that tells me, slightly counterintuitively, sometimes you'd think, at the moment the bike's sat on its nose quite a lot. But when you're on throttle, of course, the bike is picked up and balanced. So what we actually want to do is get more of that balance into these places. And so what we're going to do is we're actually going to lift the front of the bike up, and that pushes the trail out a little bit, changes the steering geometry, and also changes where the centre of gravity is sitting, and that should improve that. And then of course we had a chat through, and when you were here earlier in the year you had the forks actually higher in the bike, didn't you? Or the front of the bike higher.
Yeah, we had them a whole ring higher, which is like what, 5 mil, which is quite a lot.
Significant,
Yeah.
yes.
So, I mean, it was a bit of a weird session, like kind of just going around one of those head scratcher sessions, just kind of doing the same lap time over and over again. I just kept pushing and couldn't quite get to where I wanted to be. But I mean, I'm not too worried because I know at the start of the year I went a lot faster, so I know it's in me somewhere. So I just need to keep working and keep finding it.
We just need to find it.
Yeah, it doesn't get any better. It's a hot day and we're on bikes, so
Yeah.
just got to keep having fun.
Cool, right, so what we'll do is we'll hatch a plan for bike setup and hopefully give you something that just gives you that extra confidence to chuck it on its side and actually hit your apex, and then the exits all happen better.
Yeah, I know you'll pull something together.
FP2, we're back in the awning and we've sent Ash off to think about what he's done, basically. I mean, I'm going to put it out there. He should be pretty happy with what he's done because that was 5th place. First day on the bike, less than a second behind Ilya Mikhalchek, basically 0.6 something behind the fastest Honda out there. First day on the bike, we've changed 1 mil of preload and tried some engine brakes and stuff like that. That shows how good a talent that boy is. If I'm honest, even better than I expected. By actually a reasonable chunk. Yeah, we knew he'd be quick. Didn't necessarily expect him to be that quick straight away. That has been a very impressive first day. And now the real work begins, because of course when you go fast on motorbikes you begin to find little niggles. So Tony and Jamie are busy taking bits of motorbike apart, basically so we can check everything through. Tony is on, in effect, the routine maintenance, so tank will come off and we'll weigh that and work out exactly how much fuel we've used to the gram. Jamie is taking bodywork off. The biggest thing we're going to have to fix is the front brake. I'm not going to pull it because the caliper's off. Is the front brake after a couple of really hot laps begins to become a bit soft. And we've had this a similar issue before. This is joys of. These stock brakes are incredibly good, but this is the limit of what a stock brake should do. And Donington is hard work on brakes, so there's a lot of big stopping areas. We are going to see if we can find a different lever, because some of them have a slightly different pivot point on them. And before we found the slightly different pivot points altered the range of travel a little bit in and before, so we're going to try and find a different lever. We're also going to pull the calipers apart and take the dust seals out of them, because that often gives them a little bit easier time moving so they don't drag against the disc as much. And we'll have a full bleed through the system again when we've got the calipers back together with some Motul RBF 700. In the past we've tested the 700 versus the 50 quid a bottle Brembo stuff, and the Motul has actually performed better. So we have a few little tweaks to do, and then we'll have the clutch out of it later, just to basically re-oil it because they tend to run quite dry, and basically go through the whole bike and check everything's looking okay. And Tony's looking at me odd there because I told him we were taking the clutch out, which of course has filled him with joy. Morning! Saturday at Donington Park. Right, first bike out on track is the Stocker with Ash at 9:40 for qualifying. Then the sport bikes are out at qualifying for 11:40. That is their only session today. So they're in for a really dull day, hopefully. And then we've got a race on the Stocker this afternoon. We've worked out the timings for qualifying, so Ryder, first lap over the start finish, he is going to get a board that says 6 laps. We're going to count him down, basically 7 laps on the old scrub tyre, and then we've got time to get him in pit lane, change a tyre, and then get 5 or 6 good laps on the new tyre where we can hopefully really push on. We have changed the front brake lever. We've changed the clutch friction pack in it because that was quite heavily worn, which is why his practice starts maybe weren't ideal. I've changed some of the settings for the launch control, so we'll try that at the end of the session. We've also changed front tyre, and not a lot else really. We've also had a visit from the Marshals International Liberation Front. Call me Loretta. So we would like to thank the Marshals International Liberation Front for popping in because they've bought an envelope of cash, and we like cash. The cash is actually for the Longest Day Challenge pot, which is doing really, really well. And so thank you very much for your donation to that. It is in aid of Cancer Research UK. I'm going to put a link in the corner. If you want to fight against cancer, put money in the pot in the corner and you will help cure cancer. Do it. And thank you to them. Call them Loretta. Less than 5 minutes of the session to go, and we're currently 15th, but we're not panicking. We literally had a really slick tyre change to get rid of that one and put a fresh one on, and we went out, and on the out lap the session got red flagged. So then of course you've got 42 bikes or whatever in pit lane, all trying to get out at exactly the same moment, heading down that way, and we waited basically till the last moment, till the first batch of bikes were nearly coming back round again, so that he had his best chance of getting clear track, because so far he's doing really fast laps without a tow. And the nice thing is, Ryder, incredibly calm, he wanted clear track, we just waited, he just sat on the bike, calm, collected, and so hopefully now we're beginning to get lots of green sectors going on here, and so when I press the right button, we should see him jumping up the leaderboard a bit. Qualifying over, everybody's walking down to Park Ferment to meet the riders. 129.6, so his first time in the 29s, did 2 of them, but the second one he must have clipped across the green in pit through the chicane, and the lap time got cancelled. So we are P7, front 3 rows. That is mega job for first time in the class. But I bet you're not happy, are you?
No, well, yeah, I am happy, all things considered, but could have gone a little bit faster, but I ran out of talent braking into the chicane, ran wide and exceeded track limits, so that was the end of that. But no, the bike's been really good, like we've hardly had to touch it to get it to where we want it. So yeah, just taking everything in my stride, learning, and yeah, hopefully have a good race, get stuck in and learn something off the front boys.
Right. As the last couple of bikes roll into pit lane at the end of qualifying from Sportbike, decent improvement from both riders on yesterday's lap times. So Harley was 19th, which for him is actually a good qualifying because he's gone quicker than practice, which books the trend from the last few rounds, so that's positive. Lennon is 30th, which is not where he wants to be, obviously, but is 1.8 seconds quicker than yesterday. So big improvement from both of them from yesterday's times, but the class is very competitive, so yeah, we're obviously still not exactly where we want to be, but improvement. We are heading in the right direction, and we've got plenty of time this afternoon to have a look at data and debrief and all the rest of that good stuff to see if we can extract a little bit more from riders and bikes for tomorrow's race. So yeah, a positive session, even though the position's still a bit behind where we know they could be.
So it was good session.
Yeah, little moments in the chicane.
Oh, I went in and front, just went all the way, and I like, so but do you know when it goes proper quick and then pops itself back up? So it's straight through. The front took it from where is my biggest problem. We were going through gravel, I was trying to stay on, like going that fast. But It was alright.
It was so exciting. He had to come in and tell us.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Yeah.
So, no, all good, mate. That was much better, much more like we know you can go.
Yeah,
so,
sound.
yeah. That's
Cheers.
it. When you know you go faster in the race as well. So
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
positive.
That's it. Forward save.
Exactly. Bikes are on the warm-up lap. Actually, it's incredibly chilled. You wouldn't believe he's 19 for how level-headed he is, but that is our new rider. We're stood by the gate that goes onto the grid with the trolley, so in case there's a red flag or something we have to get back onto the grid, we're in the right place. Yet another pit lane where we can't see anything off the start. Lights have changed, that was a fast change. Initial launch looks okay. Right, all we want is 12 good laps now. Go and learn something off the fast boys. Well, we were hoping for a nice, sensible 12 laps, and unfortunately there's been a little tangle up at the last corner at the end of lap 1, so we've had a red flag, so we're just waiting for the restart. But again, rider is very, very calm. Yeah, just chatting to everybody. No hassle. He doesn't seem to get stressed or wound up particularly, so that's a good trait when you're in a situation like this. End of lap 1, P10. Not the greatest start. Are you nervous? you look completely calm.
I am fully calm.
Right, that was a tight race. Yeah, not a great start, down to 10th. Took him maybe a few laps to try and work out where we could pass. I don't think the usual big breaking areas. I think, yeah, maybe didn't have a pass in him there, but then got a couple of places back, got 8th in the end. So that is happy days. Yeah, top 10, a strong top 10. First time in that class, and that is a competitive class. Yeah, he got better really as the race went on compared to everybody around him. So that is bloody good. It's the end of the day in the Rapid Honda awning, and Claire is pretending to drink water to wash down all the wine. But she's going to give us a quick review of what's happened today.
It's been a good day. So Lennon gained over a second in qualifying, as did Harley. So we've made some good steps in qualifying. So both really, really happy and pleased with the progress made in qualifying. I think it was actually Harley's best qualifying of the season. So super proud, super happy. Few changes, certainly to Lennon's bike, and a few tweaks to Harley's for warm-up tomorrow and then the race, but we're expecting both of them to knuckle down and have a good race. In terms of Ash, first race on the Superstock, ended up 8th. Can't really ask for any more than that. I mean, I think we were kind of predicting by the end of the weekend top 15, so P8 for race 1 is pretty awesome. So few tweaks to the bike, and then test a few things in warm-up, and then race 2 in the afternoon, so good to go.
Sunday morning at Rapid Honda, and everything is ready. Last night we didn't talk about much about what we did last night, but we did do a couple of little bits, so I'll just show you what we did in prep for morning warm-up. We were still getting a bit of brake fade in the race with the stocker yesterday, and so we've got a couple of different things to try. Because it's Superstock, you're not allowed to change the calipers or the master cylinder, and you're not allowed to change the pistons in the calipers, but you are allowed some inserts that sort of sit and separate the pad from the piston a little bit to stop some of the heat transfer. Getting them is quite difficult, but Deco had some, and he's not racing this weekend because of his ankle, but luckily his bike is here because they're picking up some bits for it, and so I've basically borrowed some bits off Deco, and so hopefully that'll improve it. By the end of the race, the Z04 brake pads that were in the bike were also pretty much worn out, so that won't have helped, and so we're actually trying a different brake pad today. We're trying some Zoccos, which we're told are amazing, so we're going to find out. The advantage, of course, is they're back to normal pad thickness, so again it stops some of the heat going straight into the caliper as easily. Fresh bleed of Motul RBF 700 as well, so that's most of the normal bits sort of done. Because we've got put new pads in, we have got some sort of emery paper stuff, basically an abrasive, and just clean the mating surface of the discs off so that the new pad material can bond to the disc if it needs to. We actually had run out, so thanks to, I'm not sure if it's Paul or Pete at JDR next door, but thank you for loaning us some. We did the usual maintenance, clutch out, check it and re-oil it, because even though it's a wet clutch it gets surprisingly dry, and a minor map update. a little bit more anti-wheelie in the launch control, so we can pin it a little bit harder straight off the launch. And we've actually changed the rear brake line because we'd had to borrow one the other day, and now Hell have made us a nice black one, so that's a little bit tidier. Also a little bit of a tweak to the power modes as well, and so a few tiny little items, but basically it's sort of brake testing again in morning warm-up for Ash. Harley, our young pup of a racer, is less of a young pup nowadays. Birthday day, Harley, 17. You're basically the man of the house now, aren't you?
Well, I was anyway. But
I mean, that is true.
Now it's certified.
Yeah.
So.
It's nice that you're getting your birthday here, and I hear you've had your first car this morning.
Yeah, I've just hit it.
Yeah.
This.
Very nice. I didn't know you were trading as a hairdresser, so yeah.
I'll get insured on it.
Yeah, excellent. Alright, warm-up report. The brake changes didn't actually fix anything. So no real advantage from yesterday. So we have got a different set of discs to run. We're going to go back to the Z04 pads. We're going to have to try something for the race and basically manage it as best we can, which is a bit frustrating because we know his results are obviously going to be better if he can stop. Right then, Lennon, how was your warm-up?
Yeah, it was good. Me and Dave did a track walk last night and discussed some lines, and so much better.
Where in particular have we found a bit of an advantage now?
Redgate, so turn 1, Schwantz and Coppins.
Yeah, and it's a bit, we're trying to big bike it a bit more, aren't we? Trying to turn a bit later and square stuff off.
Yeah, it's just I was struggling with lines a lot yesterday, and I felt like I was losing a lot of time. And instantly through turn 1, I was up on the delta, and it was nice.
Cool, well done, mate.
Thank you.
Well, because Harley isn't here, Paul, you have to do his debrief. So, how was warm-up, Paul?
He was awesome. My name's Harley, and I'm awesome. And I did really, really well. No, we're just having a chat with Lennon here and just looking at comparing data, which is why we got Lennon in. One, to talk teenager with Harley, which is great, because we can't do that. And secondly, so that we can compare some data. So Lennon's come in saying his engine brake is a bit weird. Funnily enough, the two fellas have got exact same engine brake, Matt. Lennon's saying it's too much, Harley's wanting more. Weird, isn't it? All right, is that enough? Thank you.
So your morning walk was good then, Paul?
Yes. For me, yes.
Rory, we collared you at Cadwell, and you've popped down to see us today before Lennon goes out, give him a bit of support. You also had a good race yesterday. Looking forward to a bit more today?
Yeah, definitely. It's a busy weekend for me and Superbikes. We've got 4 races this weekend. Feels almost a little bit like we're club racing. So yeah, just grabbed some food from hospitality there. Came over to see Lennon before his race. Just telling him that he needs to get his finger out and actually make some moves.
Yeah.
P30 is not where he wants to be. It's not where he needs to be. It's not where he kind of deserves to be. He's a good rider, so he needs to just dig in, get a job done, see somebody in front of him, pass them, straight on to the next one.
Yeah, like we went for a track walk yesterday, talked about doing stuff a bit the big bike style a bit more, and the nice thing is he's a thinking rider, so he's thought about it, he's tried it in morning walks, so hopefully in the race will go forwards.
Can't complain with that. Going forwards is always ideal. Further towards the front you can get, the better. So yeah, wish him a good race.
Cheers. Thank you, Rory, and good luck for later. Thank you. You ready for this one, Harley?
I am, yeah. Ready to get stuck in, Dave.
Good. We're gonna get some birthday points today, aren't it?
Hopefully a birthday top 10.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah. Points first, though.
Yeah. Slight chance of a bit of rain maybe in the race, but
yeah, it looks a bit dark.
You're not worried about that, are you?
No, I'm not too bothered. It's the same for everyone, in it. So
dig in.
I'll just go as fast as I can and then see what it puts me.
Mostly go out and try and enjoy yourself, and
exactly.
Happy rider's fast rider.
Well, that's it, exactly.
Sport bikes are on the grid. There is a green flag at the back of the grid, but it is spitting with rain. So this is Lennon Doherty territory, because if you've raced in Scotland a lot, you're going to be used to this. So fingers crossed, him and Harley just get a good couple of laps. They are go. Just watch them safely through turn 1.
We ran to the grid. We did everything that we normally do. I've forgotten what happened actually. That was so mad. It basically rained, but then it didn't rain, and Oh God, yeah. So everyone went out on dries on a declared wet race, so they couldn't run that because that would be stupid, wouldn't it? Because everyone would crash.
Because it rained on the warm-up lap.
Because it rained on the warm-up lap twice, but it's still dry. I mean, British weather, you know. And now we're back in the awning with a notice saying that we're going to be run at midnight. Whoopee!
Riders looking pretty calm. 5 minutes or so before we roll out of the pit lane. You're looking quite chilled.
Yeah, ready for it. Few little issues with the front brake in yesterday's race. Hopefully we got that sorted because pace is good, late race pace is good on a worn tyre, so it'd be nice to utilise that today. So yeah, see how we go. Starting 9th, so 2 places back from yesterday, but I'm sure we'll have a good battle.
So yes, we've changed a lot with the front brake. So hopefully we've found some improvement with it. If not, we've got a lot of head scratching to do when we get back. But we've also altered the launch control setting, basically, so he can hold the throttle wide open and hopefully basically let the computer fix it. We're not running any traction or anti-wheelie with him because we don't want to get used to it, but in that class getting off the line is really important for where you're going to win the race, basically. And so we're trying to give him a bit of help to get off the line easier, and so we are running launch control. The only electronic assistance is allowed, basically. So yeah, that's it. Let's see if we can get this thing off the line, and more importantly, get it stopped in a few places, and see if we can go forward from our P9 grid slot. Alright, just nipped into the garage to watch the first bit of the race. We started 9th, we're currently 9th still, so that's okay. Looks like Brayden Elliott's having a look into turn 1, we might have dropped down to 10th. It's nice that at least we can watch the races, isn't it, Dean?
Something I didn't know a word you said, it's that loud and everyone going past. We could do what, sorry?
It's nice to actually just watch the racing.
Oh, I mean on the TV, yeah, it's great, yeah, we've got the TV. Everyone's happy out there. You see more on the TV, that's the thing, the racing's out there, watching them go past here, then we go back to the screen.
Right, that was 12 nerve-wracking laps, that was. They got a few laps in and we knew we might get some brake fade, but not terrible. He was down to 10 early laps, then got back to 9th, and then there was a safety car, and then he was fighting to get to 8th, and then Brad Peary took Josh Owens out at the Melbourne Loop, and so that put us up to 7th, and then we got to 6th. I kind of forget what happened. 6th, exciting, very, very, very close racing as well. That was mega. Matt, as we walk down to Parc Ferme, debut in a class, 6th place. We've done this before at Donington, I seem to remember.
And that turned out quite well as well.
Yes.
We'll start with this, and he's only going to get quicker.
Proper job, that.
Proper job, he can ride a bike, that boy. Yeah.
You came in Parc Ferme, you actually said you were disappointed with 6th.
Yeah, no. To be fair, I need to smile and take it in a bit. You know, 6th in my second stock 1000 race has been mega. To be fair, you know, all weekend just gelled with the bike. I mean, all we've done is a mil of ride height on the back, and that's all we've done. We left the bike how it has been. So no, really good race. Pace is good towards the end, which is a positive with tyre life. And good at managing the tyre towards the end. Yeah, no, just happy, and team have been mega, and going home with a smile on my face.
Little bit of brake fade still, but you think, I know what you like because you're a racer. You think if the brake hadn't faded, we'd have been 4th.
Yeah, no, I was in a good battle for 4th, and just missed, like I was a 10th off finishing 4th, but struggled to make a move because brake was pretty much coming back to the bar. But you know, without them issues, we've got real strong pace, which is a positive. So
Sorry, that Dave, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was all right. Yeah.
But no, everyone's happy, which is the most important thing. Bike's still shiny. It's been a good weekend.
So yes, Ash is very definitely a motorbike racer because he wants to go forward all the time, and that is an excellent trait to have when you're in this game. The brake thing, yes, we've tried a lot of stuff this weekend, and that setup might be a tiny bit better than what we previously had. If I'm honest, I've talked to a lot of the stock lads, especially on the Fireblades, and it's a bit of a consistent problem for stock bikes at Donington Park because all the braking areas are quite close together. So you have half the laps are nice and flowing, and then you have Foggy S's, Melbourne Loop, Goddard and Turn 1 are basically back to back, and they cook the brakes because they're so fast now that stopping them creates a lot of heat. So it is an issue, but we have got a couple of ideas of things we can maybe do before Alton Park. But that means, with that one out of the way, we're going to do some packing up, and then hopefully we'll get these back out again before the curfew later on. We're after the Superstock race now. The Super Sport bikes are buzzing around behind me, but I just thought I'd take the opportunity to have a look at the data, and I wanted to look at the launch. So from there, 0 wheel speed, basically through here. These bits, differences here. The yellow line is rear wheel, the blue line is front wheel, so they're basically where it wheelies and the front wheel starts slowing down. That is not as pronounced as it was earlier, so that's an improvement in our launch control because he's kept the throttle 100% throttle before he launches. Throttle comes up to meet him. He does roll a little bit with a little bit of the wheelie, which we might be able to dial out a little bit more at Alton Park, but pretty good because he gets back to the full throttle there just before he rolls it. This is the first launch he's done this weekend that we've gone sub 3 seconds to 100 kilometres an hour, so 0 to 62 miles an hour in 2.95 seconds, which is decent, very decent in fact. So we're happy with that. That's a definite improvement, and we've helped do that by taking power out of first gear when he launches. So for Alton Park we might take some more out, but that is a useful piece of data to look at to see what's actually helping in the electronics. In pit lane, normally we're watching this on the TV, but most of them in the garages have been packed away already, so we're busy on the live timing. So far Harley is 13th and Lennon is 25th, so they have definitely gone forwards. Hopefully they can both pick up some more positions, and that'll be a nice positive end to the weekend. Well, we wanted to go forwards. We went from 29th on the grid to 21st, so good race, but not perfect, was it?
No, it wasn't like the best, but it wasn't awful. We went forward, which, like I said to you before, was the plan. I just felt maybe we made the wrong choice in gearing, but it's no one's fault because we went back to something that worked at the start of the year, and this time it didn't quite work out. So, I mean, we just went with what we thought would work, and it doesn't always work like that.
And also, even from this morning, the wind's picked up quite a lot, and the places where you'd notice it down the straight is actually the way that the wind's holding us a little bit, and they've turned the throttle down a little bit from earlier in the year, so it's maybe a combination of it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, obviously it worked at the start of the year, so it doesn't mean it's going to work now. Setup wise, the bike felt great. Like I turned really well, it held the line well. I could move it left and right fast. But apart from the setup, nothing really worked for me.
Ah well, it's one of those. At least we've gone forward, so we have made some progress. But yeah, hopefully we'll have a bit more of a push at Alton Park and see if we can get into the points.
Yeah, that's the plan. Points are what we want.
Well done, mate.
Thank you.
Harley, birthday points, just like we wanted. Got to be happy with that.
Yeah, we're good. Good race. Got stuck in. I was losing a bit in places, but tried my best to make up for it. And I don't know. I think I did all right. I think it was because it worked like I was by myself. It was a decent group to 8th, so I'm always there. But yeah.
No, I think that's the best race you've had this year, and so you've got to be happy with that, really.
Yeah, I know. Like, obviously, position higher at Alton, but it's like that race was a lot. It was a lot more like of a race, if you know what I'm trying to say.
It was a proper race.
Yeah. Everyone had to get stuck in a bit. So yeah, we're good.
Bang on. Well done, mate.
Cheers.
With everything packed up and the sun quite literally setting on our Donington Park race weekend, and that has been a very positive one for Rapid Honda. Harley and Lennon on the sport bikes have made definite progress. Really good to get Harley back in the points. But really, the star of the show this weekend has been Ash, our new rider on the Superstock bike. Top 10 in every single session, 6th in the second race. Absolute brilliant start to his time with us. And so that's it for the Rapid Honda team at Donington. We'll see you again at Alton Park. We hope you've enjoyed it, and we're back soon for some more motorbike fun.